Hello again, everybody, and welcome back. I've got another Chorf battle for you. This time, we're going to see how the Chaos Dwarves lay siege. So, we've got another themed army here, courtesy of another legendary lord, Rykarth the Unbreakable, the toughest Chorf in all of Chorfdom. He looked Archaon the Ever-Chosen in the eye, and told him he needs to pay what he owe for them hell cannons. And because of his incredible chorfiness, he gets a minus 50% upkeep bonus to all of the Immortals. Chaos Dwarf, just ridiculously good infantry. It doesn't say unbreakable, but they're practically unbreakable. 80 melee defense, 122 leadership, 135 armor. Put these guys somewhere and they'll stay there. He is backed up by Darbach, Bloodhammer, Damon Smith of Metal. And we're going to see some Lore of Metal spells. I think you've seen some in a different videos, some bombardment spells. We've got the Annihilators pushing to the front, trying to get to their targets. Up ahead, we have the Zealot Berserkers, basically Chaos Dwarf Slayers, as you can see by the Mohawk. Ready to go in and die, unbreakable, no armor, 42 melee defense, and they are charging in under the shadow of the Kolossus, an armored, armor-piercing, unbreakable mechanical giant. If the dwarves could bind... If the dwarves are willing to use magic, this is what you'd get. A giant mechanical beast with some daemon bound to it. And it's going to go knock on the door of the last defenders, some lizard men that have taken up in the Black Crag, whose tendency I do not appreciate. Led by the fearsome Kroc-Gar, riding in on his Terror Dawn. I never remember what this dinosaur's name is. It's a T-Rex. He's riding in on a T-Rex. It's a dinosaur riding a dinosaur. It's dinosaurs all the way down. And he will be leading his forces today, defending the Black Crag against the oncoming Chorf army. But this is the chorfiest army that I have chorfed yet. There are no monster units. It's all dwarves. Even my monster is just a big dwarf. And here come the first missile volleys on the wall. The Annihilators firing their handheld rocket launchers into the javelins here and just blowing them right the hell up. You can't even see the models for all the destruction. Glorious. Got an some more volleys coming in here. Let's see how this goes. Plowing through those lines on the side. Plowing through it's just so much missile fire. Let's hit play and enjoy. So, we've got the Zealot Berserkers charging into the front door to knock, right along with the Kolossus, and backing him up is the Iron Daemon War Engine, another piece of Chaos Dwarf cursed and chaos-infested technology. Let's look at the unit stats on that real quick. 577 missile damage, and I think it fires twice. Yeah, it fires twice per volley. That's interesting. So we got more missiles coming in, but this is not just a simple front-end assault. We've got some sneaky going down. We've got the Immortals, 2 units coming in. They are going to put their ladders up on this wall and take a foothold on the wall in order to create 2 fronts to fight the dinosaurs on. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units routing off the walls already from missile fire because it's just too much. It's too many missiles. We've got another unit here just kind of getting itself back together. Not for long. Just so many missiles. Have you ever seen anything so pretty? I love watching packs of skinks get plowed by missiles. Look at this. Oh my goodness. And they're suddenly thinking, these guys are like, you know what, maybe we won't go over there so quickly. We'll let you guys deal with that. Wow. Just decimating whole units. It is glorious. We've got the front door cracked open, but we're waiting for some of our other units to get into position here, and Kroc-Gar is pacing. He wants to fight, but he's not going to get it just yet. We have the Immortals taking a foothold up on the wall, and we have 2 units of Annihilators making their way. The Berserkers and the Kolossus are just going to sit back. Oh, we've got the Lore of Metal coming in now. We've got Jaguars and this bombardment spell. Just using technology and magic combined to absolutely devastate the infantry of these defenders. This is 2 full army stacks and a garrison, by the way. And I think I've probably routed about 3/4 of a stack already from pure missile fire, just from the Annihilators. So this is looking good. We've got the flanking Annihilators getting into position, and these cohort Cudgel infantry think they're going to come and do something about it. But that's why the Immortals have established the beachhead. They've got a nice blockade going on, and even though these Cudgel warriors are going to try and move in, they're going to get tied up pretty much immediately by these Immortals. Let's see. Let's watch some of that glorious melee go down. The Annihilators just smacking skinks around. Excuse me, I have places to be. Thank you. Oh yeah, just slapping them. I like it. Got missiles going on in the background, slapping things in the face with missile launchers in the foreground. That one got shot in the face. Oh man, I can't get enough of that unit. And now, with their superior position, they are firing down into the ranks below. And Kroc-Gar getting so impatient. He fires a missile right into the face of my Kolossus. That's the second time he's done that, by the way. And now, these skinks getting hit from 2 different fronts from missile fire, and the Berserkers and the Kolossus charge in. And it's time for these 2 to do battle. Unfortunately, the Kolossus, you can hear the metal clink of his weapon bouncing off the Colossus's ass. He is getting flanked by a lot of units. And the Annihilators were not doing what I wanted up on this wall here, which is firing down onto Kroc-Gar. And a couple of them are, I think it's a line of sight thing. Most of them just aren't close enough to the edge of the wall to actually do that. Oh, wow. The splash damage on that hammer. And there goes another Lore of Metal spell. Transmutation of lead, making all of their weapons heavy and unwieldy. And this fight is still going on, but my Kolossus is pretty beat up, and Kroc-Gar has not taken any significant damage, which is a problem. Another transmutation of lead going down. So here we see the Annihilators moving into position in order to better fire down on Kroc-Gar, and Kroc-Gar gets distracted by some Immortals, and that's just fine with the Kolossus. You know, there's a lot of weakened skinks over here to smack around. That's fine. And the Annihilators are now going to go to work. The positioning has paid off. The Annihilators firing on the enemies while the Immortals hold down Kroc-Gar and some of these blessed Horn ones. With the Kolossus just smacking down Lizard Men on the front, surrounded by the Zealot Berserkers charging, two asses in hand. Oh man, what a glorious scene. Incredible. And now the Kolossus has brought its focus to bear on the other lord of the army, the ancient Kroc-Gar, just plowing through friend and foe alike. Kroc-Gar getting hammered by missile infantry. Hold on, let's look at this real quick. Kroc-Gar just getting hammered by those missile units while he's surrounded by the Immortals who won't let him leave, and he just keeps getting nailed. And I think, yes, Rykarth has sallied forth. He wants to deal with this ancient Kroc-Gar himself. He gets smacked a little bit by the Kolossus unit. I'm going to try and keep both of these in focus because in the background here, Kroc-Gar dies. Kroc-Gar is down, and the fight continues up front. With Rykarth digging into the back of this ancient Kroc-Gar. And I believe, while he's got his back turned and he's dealing with these Immortals, he gets caught in the back. Yes. Down goes the ancient Kroc-Gar. And Rykarth will continue to hang out and just smack skinks around with the rest of the Zealot Berserkers. Look at that. That axe is as big as he is. Just excuse me. Meanwhile, we've got more Berserkers. We've got the Immortals fleeing. We've got missile fire coming in, and the Berserkers don't care. They don't care about getting shot in the back. They're going to do their thing. Another transmutation of lead going down. Kolossus moving out of the way of the incoming missile fire, and the Iron Daemon War Engine now moving into position. Reaching the final stages of the battle here. A lot of our units are out of ammo. These two Annihilators will be out of ammo soon, but the Iron Daemon War Engine has got lots of ammo left. He's going to be fine. We've got the Berserkers fighting these ancient Kroc-Gar, and they're just not going to stop. The Immortals watch on, letting them have their glorious death. More missile fire coming in on what little infantry can try to muster itself to the front, but we pretty much well got control of this square. We've got the Iron Daemon War Engine taking, there it is, firing into the Kroc-Gars, trying to push back the Immortals to no avail. One more, there it is. Alright. Oh. And actually the missile, yep. The Annihilators are going to go ahead and have a go too. And the Immortals realize this is not the place to stand. This is a bad idea. The Kroc-Gars decide the same thing. The Skinks take another volley to get the message. And they're going to decide this isn't the place to stand anymore either. So, with complete control of the entrance now gained, let's take a look at the board. We've got the Zealot Berserkers doing their thing. I don't think I have control of too many of them anymore. We've got the Immortals here in the back. We've got the Zealot Berserkers here. They're just going to hang out. We've got Rykarth and the Kolossus moving forward, along with the Immortals, to take the center square, with the Iron Daemon War Engine backing them up, and the Lore of Metal running in behind. Meanwhile, these Annihilators and these Berserkers are going to hold the flank against the Sacred Kroc-Gars, allowing the units to get into position without being harassed. the rest of them are going to join in, seeking their bloody death. They're almost dead. Wow. There's less than a dozen of them in each unit, it looks like. Meanwhile, these Kroc-Gars want to make a push, but the Iron Daemon War Engine has something to say about that. With two shots in every volley, the Kroc-Gars decide it's a really bad idea to face that thing head on, and one of them gets shot right in the back for his troubles and goes down. The main army here arranging itself, stomping through a few skinks. And the final charge is getting ready. Meanwhile, these berserkers are still going to town on these Kroc-Gars. They have not stopped. They will not stop. They will fight to the last breath. Absolute insanity. These guys, absolute mad lads. These guys are trying to come in and reinforce their friends, who are slowly dropping one by one, but the Iron Daemon War Engine is back and giving them more hell. And over at the center line, the final push is happening on the front, with nothing but a skink cohort and some pterodon riders to defend. The War Engine still hammering the Kroc-Gars in the back. They're going to rout, and that is going to trigger the army loss penalty. Everybody else decides, no, this is a bad idea. And Rykarth marches triumphantly with his Immortals in the shadow of the Kolossus to take the victory. I cannot get enough of this faction. The roster is fantastic. It's so much fun to play. It's so varied. This is a third themed army you've seen out of this, and I think I can squeeze a few more out of it. And it's just a ridiculous amount of fun. There's just so many missiles. I love it. I love it. It's like the Skaven or the Vampire Coast on steroids. It's just so much missile fire. Let's look at the numbers. Rykarth not doing a lot, even after he got into the fray. 29 troops from the Lore of Magic killed. The Immortals doing their job holding the line. The Mad Lads doing the same thing with no armor and way less melee defense than the Immortals, but at dear cost to their HP, obviously. Look at the numbers on these guys. 139, 125, 163, 211, 236. Love it. Only 24 kills from the Kolossus, and for all of the area damage he was doing on those skinks, I thought he'd do more damage, honestly. The Iron Daemon War Engine gets more kills than the Kolossus, even though to my knowledge it was in much less direct combat. And of course, the Hell Cannons. Goes without saying, they did their jobs. Assaulting the walls with the Annihilators. I think it's these two units that were on the floor. And then these guys or these two units that were on the wall, and these guys were assaulting the wall for the most part, although these two joined in some. Yeah. Look at the big numbers. Loss is 231, as opposed to, 1,600. Love it. Love it. Thank you to Shaky Rivers, Mixu, Deco, to all the guys that make this mod possible. And I'll see you next time.